Another one. So you want to be a trucker dad. So you want to be a trucker dad. There's a lot of stuff the recruiters will tell you when you call Prime, when you call these trucking companies, and there's a lot of conversations you can have with YouTubers and things of that nature, but often they do not tell you what it's like being a trucker dad. I can guarantee you the recruiter is not gonna tell you what it's like being a trucker dad. So you want to be a trucker dad. You want to be a trucker dad. You want to be that dad whose kids are running home, running to them. Whenever you come to the house and you're blowing the air horn, are you sure you want to be a trucker dad? Because there's nothing like that feeling of getting somewhere and realizing, you know what? I'm not sure if I really want to do this or not. I'm not sure if I really want to do this or not. There's nothing like realizing that. Surely we see it all the time at Prime, you hear from trainers, I had a trainee and, we trucked for a couple weeks, took him home to get his license, and he said he couldn't get back on the truck. I don't know how many times I've heard that. Are you sure you want to be a trucker dad, or are you going to come out here and be that next story that says I can't get back on the truck, man? My family, my kids, my wife, home life, I can't get back on the truck. Are you sure you want to be a trucker dad? So let me tell you what it's like. Last week, my oldest daughter, Addison, had her first day at school. And I was in Missouri. Man, if you're not a dad, I don't know if you can imagine this, because I remember, before I became a father, listening to other people say, I don't know, you can't imagine it till you have kids. And I would try to imagine it, and, my empathy is kind of through the roof, you know what I mean? So I thought I could imagine it based on movies, based on, emotional experiences, but I'm telling you, you can't imagine it until you're a dad. You almost have this dream about your kid's first day of school. You dream about dropping them off, in front of the school, walking them inside. You dream about, telling your boss, hey, I'm gonna be a couple hours late. I gotta take my daughter to school. It's her first day. So, to experience that from Missouri was tough. When you're a trucker dad, these big moments like that, first day of school, 6th birthday, first steps in the living room, you experience those things by way of pictures and videos, and if you're lucky, FaceTime. You experience all of those things usually by pictures and videos sent to you later that evening. And you just kind of, part of you imagines being there, Man, what if I was there, Man, to be real with you, another part of me was jealous of my wife. I told her that. I said, man, Christina, I must feel kind of jealous of you, Just being real and raw, you know what I mean? Not like I'm mad or anything, but I felt jealous. Man, I wish I could have been there, If you really want to be a trucker dad, it is good to know that you are going to go through these emotions, man. you're gonna feel it. And that's okay. It's totally okay, but don't be caught off guard by it. It is good for you to know that you are going to experience birthdays and holidays on different days, and your kids will be on FaceTime with you, and in the middle of a conversation, you're gonna hear, "Daddy, I wish you were here. Daddy, I wish I could be there with you." It's hard. It is really hard. It's really difficult to hear a child, especially a child, you know. I know I've got some friends, you know, that are truckers and their children are like my age or something. Man, it is especially hard to hear a 3-year-old say, "I wish I could be there with you. Daddy, I miss you. Daddy, I wish you were here. Daddy, when are you coming home?" That is part of being a trucker dad. Part of being a trucker dad is super cool when you come home and you blow the air horn when you're pulling in the driveway. Part of being a trucker dad is really awesome. You're making great money. You're providing for your family. But part of being a trucker dad is dealing with heartbreak and not spreading that back home. Not spreading the heartbreak, not allowing that jealousy to turn into envy, to turn into resentment, to turn into other emotions that it can easily lead to. Not allowing that to happen, but instead just dealing with that. You know, I told Christina, man, I told her, like, man, I'm kind of jealous of you. You got to experience that, you know. Addison's our firstborn, you know. Taking nothing away from Gloria. Gloria's my second girl, the youngest. Taking nothing away from Gloria. Addison's our first. Man, you know, golly. Man, if you're not a parent, you just can't feel this, yo. And shout out to all the dads that are gonna watch this, man. You feel where I'm coming from the heart, man. We constantly walk around, you know, macho dads, you know, being strong, don't cry, don't let nobody see you cry. But man, dude, I know you feel me on this, man. I know you feel me on this. Addison's our first girl. She's our firstborn. She's so precious, man. Gloria too, man. Gloria for different reasons, you know. Gloria's so much like myself, you know. Gosh, it's like looking at me growing up when I see her. She is amazing. She is amazing. I love both of them so much, you know. But part of being a trucker dad is dealing with those emotions. Tell you what I told Christina, I forgot, I'm sorry. After I told Christina, like, man, I'm kind of jealous of you. We talked for a little bit more, but honestly, I got in a little mood because really I was jealous, man. And I was a little bit heartbroken. I got in a little mood and I was like, hey, I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna kind of drive or whatever. You know, so I get ready to start driving. And I acknowledge my emotions to myself, like, hey, this is how you're feeling right now. This is why, but don't forget why you're here. You're here making a sacrifice. So I told Christina something to the effect of, you know, I'm really glad to be here. I said something to the effect of, sacrificing means losing something to gain something else. And I'm glad to be gaining something else even though I had to lose this. And being such the lovely bride she was, she knew that was coming from a hurting place. She knew that was, you know, a moment of maturity for Travis, rising from a hurtful place. And she just said, like, you know, man, I love you so much. It's so awesome doing life with you. You know, you're such a great leader. You know, you want to be a trucker dad, you should know you're gonna have moments like that. You should know you are going to have moments like that where you miss your kids so much. But that's life. If you're gonna make the sacrifice, make the whole sacrifice. Or don't make anything at all. Stay at your current job. If you're gonna make the sacrifice, make the whole sacrifice, knowingly. Scripture says, count the cost. And then Jesus, after saying count the cost of being a disciple, he starts going through these analogies, right? He's like, who starts building a house but doesn't calculate the cost of all of the materials that are going to be needed to build the house? And then he says, who decides to go to war but doesn't count their troops and then count their enemies' troops to make sure they count the cost of the war and what it's going to cost their side in order to fight the war? And then there's a third analogy I can't remember right now. If you're going to make the sacrifice, make the whole sacrifice and count the cost before you fill out the application. That is what I'm saying. Or don't make the sacrifice at all. Stay home. Checking out. I love y'all. Find you somebody to love. Don't forget, it's not about what you believe, it's why you believe it. Now live free.